today at Market. Just in a few minutes, we'll be having our legend presentation with Paul Sharp. We're up against the floor, Sportway broadcast for Peel. I'll stay around after the game today, we'll be having the players' presentation, stroke and down, you'll all play and all that, presented by Paul just after 5:45.
Mic one, mic one, mic one, mic one, mic one, mic one, mic one-do. Mic two, 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 mic two.
Perfect. Thanks very much for that.
Absolutely not.
Today's individual mascot is Mr. J. Jameson, and he's supported by City Animals.
They have got one off.
How's that number for today? It's 29 today. I mean, if I just all the awards here at Kettering South.
Not been there since. So they spent a lot of money. They have, yeah. Oh, no, they've got a gas.
Harborough.
Barwell.
Morning's rubbish.
Leamington, I think. Told me everything. Just never saw anything. Yeah, I think he's seen way better than anybody else. Halesowen came on. They said, you know, we got very well with that. All subjective, of course. Good afternoon and welcome to Latimer Park, the final home league match of the season. And what a humdinger we got in for you with the visit of Halesowen. Both teams fighting for the playoffs. Halesowen brought a mass of fans on our left-hand side. We've got the Kettering legends in front of us. We've got the awards after the game. And it's a very, very busy. The sun is out here as well. And we're in for hopefully a fantastic game of football. Poppies have been dealt a double blow with Alfie Lewis and Lewis Coyle not surviving fitness tests. And they're out injured. One with a pulled hamstring and Lewis falling awkwardly on an ankle that is preventing him from playing. So they're out along with Captain Forsyth, who hasn't made it either. But other than that, it's as you are. The teams are on our screens. The Yelts, of course, have got two hot shots in their side. One of them, Jason Cowley, the league's Golden Boot winner. He scored 30 goals so far this season in the league, 35 overall in first-class games. And they have Jordan Ponticelli, who's on loan from Tamworth. In his first spell at Halesowen, he scored a mountain of goals. He's also chipped in with quite a few. So they've got a dynamic forward line indeed. And our own Eddie Panther is Kettering's saviour of the season so far. Since 1949-50, the Poppies have met the Yelts 3 times at home, with 1 win and 2 draws. And we've met 7 times since that date as well. Kettering have won 3, drawn 3 and lost just the once. Everything is level though from the early days. 6 wins apiece, 3 draws and 25 goals for and against. The Yelts though, very good at home, not so good on their travels. They've lost away at Harborough, Real Bedford and Spalding in their last 4 away games, with only a win at lowly Bromsgrove Sporting in their travels. When Alfie Lewis went off injured on Tuesday, he became the 15th player to be subbed by a sub. He was also the quickest in Kettering Town's history at 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Should be a bumper attendance this afternoon. We are 240 down on the average of last season and need just 725 this afternoon to guarantee another 4-figure seasonal league average. There will be a minute's applause for Gordon Livesey, who passed away in the week. Gordon, a Kettering Town legend, made 315 appearances, the highest for a goalkeeper, with 91 clean sheets, also a club record. His league debut was against Trowbridge Town in March 1965. His family are down here as well. It's a glorious afternoon. As I say, there will be a minute's applause. He is one of the greats, one of the legends. I never got to see him play myself, but by all accounts, one of the greatest, if not the greatest goalkeeper that Kettering have had, Gary.
Yes, absolutely. Gordon Livesey, when I was a small child, first introduced to Kettering Town Football Club. Gordon was indeed the goalkeeper, and as you say, he's certainly a club legend, and I'm just pleased that 2 other goalkeeping legends in my book also here today, Kevin Shoemake and Lee Harper. Those 3 goalkeepers, I think, stand out in the pantheon of goalkeepers as far as the history of Kettering Town Football Club is concerned in modern times.
Of course, also it's the anniversary of, belated anniversary of the Kettering Tyre shirt that should have been played in January, but due to a combination of weather and pitch was postponed. The league have granted Kettering permission to play in the special shirt that's been on sale since January, and we'll be doing so this afternoon. Of course, on that date in January was also Gordon Livesey's birthday, and so we're getting ready now for the teams to come out. Busy afternoon here. After the game, you won't be able to hear it, unfortunately, as I've got to go down onto the pitch and do the presentations of the Players' Awards, Supporters and Club Awards. And the result of those, no doubt, will be on social media and website later in the week. So your Kettering Town side line up with Paul White in goal, 2 Levi Andau, 3 Ben Isaacson, captain 5 is Carl Mensah, Harvey Peters 6, Andy Thanodge 8, Eddie Panther 10, Blaine Rose 16, Ishmael Fatajo 17, Will Van Leer 20, Preston Bittermo 21. Your subs this afternoon: 13 Jay Alexander, 7 Wes York, 9 Nathan Jeche, 11 Kai Williams, and 19 Kai Fifield. Halesowen, 1 Daniel Platt, 3 Ben Cassidy, 4 and captain Josh Smile, 5 Ryan Woolacott, 6 Mitchell Roberts, 7 Todd Parker, 9 Jason Cowley, 13 Milan Butterfield, 16 Jim Kellerman, 17 Jordan Ponticelli, 18 Rob Evans. Their subs are 2 Jack Hickman, 10 Carl Flynn, 19 Finn Holmes, 23 Ty Barnett, and 24 Reece Mitchell. Your referee this afternoon is Matthew Jackson. And as I said to BBC Radio Northampton are up here as well this afternoon, don't leave on 90 minutes. As Kettering scored in the 97th on Tuesday, get out of jail free card really against Redditch United, having conceded in the 94th. And last Saturday, that last-minute gasp winner against Worcester still ringing out in the ears as the sound of the hustle is flying over the airwaves as all the legends and mascots are in front of us, along with Gordon Livesey's family, who are going to observe the minute's applause. And it's going to be a great afternoon, hopefully, in Kettering's favour, but a very difficult task, Gary, indeed. Halesowen, a very good side indeed.
They are a very good side, which is why they're only 2 points behind us in the table at the moment. Obviously, it is in our hands. However, should we lose today to the Elts, then we transfer it into the hands of the opposition. So I'm sure everybody's been doing the maths. I mean, 4 points will be good enough because of our vastly superior goal difference over Redditch, no matter what they do. But I think everybody would just feel a lot more comfortable if we were to secure 3 points this afternoon, Cookie, going into the Bury game.
One game this afternoon also to look out for, which could impact on the lineup for the final 5, is Quorn are playing Needham Market, and that should be an interesting game indeed, as Quorn technically still not out of it, and Needham Market need to cement their position as well, as both teams come out this afternoon in blazing sunshine. Kettering in their Kettering Tyres shirts, and they've got their names on the back of the shirts. That's nice for us, isn't it? And
I think we usually recognise the home team.
And the Elts in all white. So they're in their away kit, lining up in front of the gantry, going through the familiar handshakes. The mascots shaking all the hands. The flag wavers today are men, all but one, I think. And Jay Alexander towering above Nick Green as they go over to the dugout over there. Looks like little and large, doesn't it, over there? Jay is a giant. And when you consider, Gary, where Kettering were 6 or 7 weeks ago, to be in the playoff contention in our own hands is incredible, really. But let's not take it away from Halesowen. They are a very good side indeed. Prolific goal scoring. And Kettering defence are going to need to be on their mettle this afternoon to contain the likes of Cowley and Ponticelli, who are definitely 2 of the best in the league.
Yes, indeed. They're certainly not shy of scoring goals. Maybe a little bit susceptible at set pieces, and that is an area of strength for the Poppies. Certainly since Liam came in as the manager, and I'm sure that will be looking to exploit that here this afternoon.
Mascots are in the centre as the teams are lining up at the centre circle for the minute's applause. And if you don't know, this applause is for former legend goalkeeper Gordon Livesey, who passed away in the week. 315 appearances, 91 of those clean sheets. That's a record, a club record. I would doubt either of those records will be beaten. And captains lining up for photos with the mascots as we're getting ready to take the minute's applause. We'll go off the air to join in the applause, but you'll hear some racket. And all the legends down here on my right-hand side, along with Gordon's family members who have come this afternoon. So we're getting ready for that. People still, stragglers still coming in. It's a decent crowd, as you'd expect here this afternoon.
Keeping a record 91 clean sheets. A record that still stands today. From the original Dougal Boys, Gordon will be missed by us all, and we thank him for his outstanding service to Kettering Town Football Club. We send our sincere condolences to Gordon's friends and family. A minute's applause will begin and end on the referee's whistle.
There we go then, and a wonderful gesture also from the Halesowen fans who joined in that to commemorate the passing of former goalkeeping legend Gordon Livesey. Now it's down to the 90 minutes on the pitch. As I say, we should have a cracker in store for you as two teams fighting for the playoff positions, and it should be an absolute, hopefully a classic in Kettering's favour. Hard to call, I would think, Gary, either way. If Kettering have still got legs from Tuesday. Missing two vital players, though, at the wrong time, unfortunately. Lewis Coyle with a pulled hamstring. And Alfie Lewis, who had a player fall awkwardly on his ankle and hasn't been able to pass his fitness tests this morning. So it is all of the Kettering players that you see on the lineup is all the Kettering Town players we have. There's nobody else fit at the moment, with Forsyth also unavailable, still recovering from his injury. And it's going to be Halesowen kicking towards the tin hat in all white, with Cowley over the ball. We're getting ready here. The referee just checking to make sure everyone's in the correct positions, signalling to both goalkeepers and linos that they're ready. And it's in fact Josh Smiley, the captain, who's over the ball now, not Cowley, who's gone to the right. We're off. Smile then gets the ball out wide on the right-hand side to Cassidy, sending it long. And there is Ponticelli, disposed by Isaacson, sending the ball, cut out by Woolacott. He finds Butterfield. Butterfield with the long braided hair gets the ball back to Woolacott. He switched sides. And Cassidy sends it wide, cut out by Mensah. Hippotaggio, he goes down. And goes out for a Yelts throw-in. No, it's not gone out. It's been kept in. Offside is Jordan Ponticelli. Up goes the flag on the right-hand side. And you're listening to Poppy's TV Audio, sponsored by Elgood's Brewery, as has been all season. Thank you to Elgood's and Marcus in particular for their continued support of Poppy's Matchday Media. Paul White trotting out to take this free kick. I wonder if we've beaten the amount that we had with Harbour Town here. Was 2091, I think it was. It's a decent crowd in here, that is for sure. Paul White then with the free kick sends it long towards Van Leer. He's beaten to it by Woolacott. You're seeing almost a panter and cleared by Woolacott again. There is Bittermo, sends it long, but Isaacson, Rowe can't get there. Comes off Todd Parker for a throw in on the far side to Kettering. Rowe with it. I think he's going to try a long one. It's halfway in the Halesowen half. On the far side, they're shaping up to take a long throw. Just one player back for the Poppers if there's a breakaway. In comes the throw in. Rowe then trying to get it through to Peters. Gets the back header onto it. Cleared by Ponticelli. Hooked anywhere. And Paul White has come out of his goal here and lost the ball towards Mensah. Mensah gets a back header, but it's undirected, and there is Leviander getting a start. He's back from injury, of course. Ponticelli on the line, and he loses it out to Rowe. To Thanodge loses the ball, though, and gets a thrown out of it on the far side, just inside the Kettering half, in front of the away dugout. Simpson's Clouds, I call this. Ball back with Paul White. White to Peters. Peters takes a touch. Peters coming forward, sending it long for Panto. That's going to go out of play for a throw-in. 0-0 then. 3 minutes gone here at Latimer Park. No scares for either side yet.
No, three at the back again. Leviando has slotted into the right-hand side centre-half position. Carl Mensah in the centre, Peters on the left. Bun Isaacson has moved out to left wing back, and Blaine Rowe in his usual spot as right wing back. Fairly interchangeable in midfield. Taggio and Van Leer probably a little bit more advanced, to be fair, than Bittermo and Thanodge, and Eddie Panther, as he's had to do for most of the season since he arrived, leading the line up front for the Poppies. Cowley skews that ball out on this near side for a Kettering throw, halfway inside their half. As Cookie said, very decent crowd here this afternoon, in good voice. Away to our right, the Tin Hat end occupied by the Kettering fans, and away to our left, the Yelps fans, some of which, of course, have turned up in the traditional fancy dress.
Got a couple of bananas, and there's a dinosaur. Somebody from yeah, someone said that's someone, and that's us on the media gantry, but I agree with the bananas, but throw-in is going to be taken, having to go back. Referee getting the Yelts player back from the correct position, which he's totally ignored, and taking it there anyway. It comes in. Isaacson wins the header, and Butterfield under pressure from Panther. It's back to the keeper. He takes a touch, clears it. Bittermo underneath it. It goes over him. Andau gets a touch, and then another touch. Feeds it through to Van Leer. Van Leer turns. Good turn from Van Leer coming forward. Knocked off the ball. Foul by Josh Smile. That will be a free kick. Actually, I really like the Kettering Tyres kit. It looks superb, doesn't it?
It does. It's something obviously a bit different. You know, it does take me back to the days when I first saw it as a boy. And
you can remember being a boy, can you?
Yeah, I can remember that. I remember Derek Dugan as the manager. I remember the Kettering Town Tyres, Kettering Tea, of course, it then went to.
Fataggio gets the ball in. It's cleared easily there by Todd Parker. It's a chase here for Bittermo and Ponticelli. And Bittermo does well getting the ball out for a throw. And if he'd have lost that tussle, Ponticelli was away. And he's one to look out for, of course, along with Cowley. 30 goals, as I said, in the league. 35 in first-class competitions. Remarkable goal-scoring record. It's been switched to Butterfield here on this right-hand side. Being chased down by Fataggio, puts the ball in. It's with Cassidy. Cassidy going into the centre. Squares it. There might be a shot coming in here from Parker. There is. It's cleared by Peters and then Rowe to Isaacson. Isaacson, a heavy touch there. He's overhit that. It's gone out for a throw-in. The pitch rock hard, of course. It's either a quagmire or rock hard is the pitch, and Isaacson couldn't stop that from going out. Been taken quickly. Caliban to Ponticelli to Smile. He's found Rob Evans. Evans out wide to Cassidy, comes in, a little touch there, good 1-2, chance comes in here, straight at Paul White from Cowley, first chance for him, instinct was to shoot straight away, no thinking about it, Paul White well positioned and caught that one with ease, throws it in front of him, sends it long towards Van Leer, he's beaten to it by Evans, hooked in by Andal to Butterfield and then Thanodge. Head tennis at the moment as Andal plays it wide. That's going to go out of play. It does. That will be a throw in to the Elts. You're listening in from wherever. You're picking us up loud and clear. We have Peter Short in Sicily. He's looking at mountains, I think, while supping coffee. I think that's what he said. Ball was pumped through towards Panther. Panther trying to get through. Out comes the keeper just to deny Panther. Good work from the Poppies. Keeper Daniel Platt in all green sends it long. There is Andau. Little flick on. Can Van Leer win this? He can. He's now moving forward. He's being chased down by Kellerman. Poor ball from him though. And Kellerman gets the ball back. It's a chase for Ponticelli. And that goes out of play though for the Halesowen throw-in. Needs to go back. 0-0 here in 9 minutes. Couple of games to look out for, as I say, is the Quorn game. They're at home to Needham Market. That does affect this game. And I think Redditch are away, as well as Cowley plays the ball onto Peters for a corner. He does look dangerous. You'd expect so with 30 goals to your credit. And it's the first corner on the far side. Kellerman going over to take it. Now, I believe that we ran out of programmes today, and also the Klondike was sold out of tickets. So that's the first, I think, I remember of the tickets anyway. And Quorn 1, Needham Market 0 is the latest score. That takes them to 67 points. In comes the corner to the centre. Mensah can't get there. Shot comes in, deflected and out by the Poppies, but back in by Smile. And it's rather optimistic. Goes out for a goal kick. Yes, that's a good start for Quorn. Who've lost a couple of games recently.
Yeah, Quorn's only hope is to win both of their games, and then they're still relying on other results. But we'll be very happy to see Quorn win today. There's no doubt about that. And they've then got Redditch on the last game of the season. So,
well, again, that's a tough tie as well, isn't it?
It is indeed.
You know, it's not easy playing Redditch, as we know from Tuesday night. Of course, Banbury are at home to Redditch this afternoon as Paul White gets the kick away. It goes through to Van Leer. Van Leer sets Panther away, but he's been marshalled quite well by Woolacott. Still Woolacott. He wins the duel though. And Panther can't get the ball back. Thanodge can, but in doing so gives it away. Ponticelli gets the ball out, flicks it through, but goes through to Paul White quite easily. He's out, so just near his D. Hope he doesn't go into that with his hands. He's rolled it into the D, delivers it out wide to the right-hand side. It's a poor one from White. Goes out for a throw-in, 0-0.
Yeah, fairly disjointed first 10 minutes here this afternoon at Latimer Park. Both sides still trying to get into some sort of rhythm. It's going to be a throw-in on the far side, which Roberts will take, looking long towards Cowley, tussling with Mensah. Mensah just lets the ball go through for a goal kick. Cowley thinks that it came off Mensah. Didn't look like that to me, and then it did not look like that to the referee either. And Ben Isaacson's just dropped to the ground. It's first injury concern of the afternoon. Michael Hunter will be on to attend to Ben Isaacson. Didn't see anything, so
that number 3 is a cursed shirt at the moment.
Well, it is, yeah. Lewis Coyle, of course, out with an injury. He had to go off on Tuesday night to the game against Redditch. Ben Isaacson gets the number 3 shirt. with his name on the back, but needs a bit of treatment.
Yeah, Michael Hunter, I had a word with him before the game, and he was saying it's unlikely that Lewis and Cole will make today's game. He's looking over at the bench at the moment as Isaacson is down. Let's hope that he's okay to continue. Ketteringham's very small squad being tested. 3 out injured. And the players named today are the only players in the squad at the moment. Paul White just lingering around. Just to remind you that after this game, there'll be the Kettering Town 2025-26 awards. And
You'll be a bit busy there, Cookie. You got the gig, I hear.
Unfortunately, yes. I was left in the lurch by a certain stadium announcer. So with the interview in between, it's going to be non-stop if it goes that way. Let's hope the weather is kind later on, as Isaacson is up and has to go off, of course, to come on again. Hopefully he's okay. Paul White then with the goal kick eventually. White then ball hanging in the wind. Bittermo underneath it, but it's won by Kellerman, and then Andar gets a head into it, only towards Evans. Hooked out towards Mitchell Roberts. Mensah puts one into orbit, and still in play as Fataggio gets it back to Rowe. Trying to set Panther away here. Panther is away, but nobody with him. He's been pushed outside wide of the penalty area. Gets a corner out of it. Good work from Panther, and he's given a goal kick.
Yeah, came off Eddie last. Willicott was shepherding him well, and came off Panther last, so it'll be a goal kick which Daniel Platt will take away to our left.
Yeah, good contingent, probably 300 or so from Halesowen, beside Harborough for that one-off game that they have down here. That's the largest away contingent we've had this season. Good to see. It's nice seeing the grounds full as Mensah gets a good header into chase of Panther, but it's passed back by Willicott to the keeper, who does well. Platt gets it out. Chested down well by Kellerman. He turns. Still Kellerman out wide. Gets it back to Smile. And he overhits it. Kellerman couldn't prevent that from going out, being taken quickly. It's an interesting throw in. It goes out to Panther, who lets the swirl go out for a corner. So first chance for the Poppies from a set piece.
First test now for the Halesowen defence from...
no Coyle though, which will make a difference.
No, that's right, with the delivery it's going to be Fataggio.
So Fataggio then on the far side in the corner, comes into Rowe, chance here, and it's a bit of a melee. It's clear to Polichetti though. Ponticelli even, as Thanodge hooks it out wide to Fataggio. Fataggio back to Thanodge back to Fataggio down by the corner. Can he keep it in? He can, but he's muscled out by 2. He said he's foul, but nothing given, and away come the Yelts. It's chase for Bittermo, gets there first, gets it back to Paul White as Kellerman was bearing down on him. And Whitey hit the ball into Ponticelli. But this time Kettering get away with it and then bring down a foul on the far side. So Paul White got away with one there, I think, Gary.
Well, we got away with it temporarily, but Halesowen have got a free kick in a dangerous area. It's time for their big defenders to come forward. He had plenty of time, Whitey, to clear it, and there was a big enough gap between the two advancing Halesowen players, but fortunately he clobbered it into one, and now we've got a bit of defending to do.
They have. It's just one in the wall. It's one post, let's say, in the wall, which is Van Leer. Free kick is on the far side. Whistle goes. Movement In it comes, headed out by Thanodge to Van Leer, who just heads it anywhere. Smile will get this one. He puts it out wide. It deflects off Van Leer for a throw-in on the far side. Kettering get out of the danger there. 17 minutes we're into here, 0-0. Neither side having any particular chances. Halesowen probably had more of the ball than the Poppies at the moment. But it's a well-contested game, as you'd expect. Again, a bit like a chess game, searching out each other. As Smile comes forward, but robbed by Van Leer. Van Leer, though, hooks the ball to Panther, the only man forward for Kettering. Pushed in the back, and we'll get a foul taken quickly, and then there'll be a booking. And that is a booking for Ryan Woolacott.
Yeah, he did retreat, and the Panther wanted to take the first one, and he stuck a leg out, and that will always get you a yellow card.
That happened last week to Kettering, didn't it? With Paul White then comes out to take this free kick. About 3 yards into Kettering's half on the far side. Paul White then against the wind. It does hang in the wind as Mensah gets a flick on. A chance here, but no, they've cleared it, and a trip. Eddie fouls, and there'll be a free kick to Halesowen. Platt coming out to take the free kick. So just see, it was the number 16 that was fouled, which was Kellerman by Eddie Panther. Daniel Platt then takes the free kick, sends it down the middle. Mensah underneath this one. He wins the header, good header to Panther. Panther does well, gets it to Van Leer and then to Thanodge. Thanodge handball, and he's definitely had a hand on that. And ball goes through to the keeper, Platt. He finds Woolacott. Good long ball towards Potticelli. There's Peters, gets ahead to Thanodge. Robbed by Parker, cleared by Isaacson. And that goes right in front of us. And into the fans on our right-hand side. Butterfield coming over to... no, he's leaving it. But Ben Cassidy on the halfway line. Gets it back to Butterfield. He switches it on the far side there. Good ball. Sends it long for the number 16, Kellerman, but he's adjudged to be offside. Up goes the flag. That will be a free kick to Kettering. Now, Corn 1, Needham Market 0 was the latest score. Anything else worth looking at?
Well, Bromsgrove are 1-0 up at Stratford, so if you're looking at the other end of the table, then that's a vital goal as far as Bromsgrove is concerned, and at the moment would certainly send St Ives down. And the champions are 1-0 up as well, but less said about that, the better.
Paul White then about to deliver this free kick as the sun blazes out here at Latimer Park. Final home league game of the season. We are here Monday night against Peterborough United's under-23 in the Hillier Cup semi-final. But that's far from anybody's thought at the moment as Butterfield sends it long. Peters underneath this with Mensah. Mensah calls, gets a head onto it to Andow. He's at the penalty area. He sends it long, but Fataggio wins the ball, does well, gets it to Van Leer. Van Leer trying to slip Rowe through as Panther falls down. Ponticelli beaten to it by Peters. And Rowe gets the ball to Panther. He's out wide though, puts the ball over towards Rowe and Isaacson. Isaacson can't get there. And cleared by Halesowen, only towards Thanos, chests it down over his head, onto his head again, being tugged back, gets it through to Bittermo. Bittermo then loses the ball, a good tackle by Kellerman, and then a foul by Van Leer on said Kellerman. And that will be a free kick. Referee going to have a quick word with Van Leer. Yes. Hocus pocus from him, really.
Let's just hope it is a talk to. It is going to just be talking to. Some referees may have reached for a card for that in isolation, but just a talking to. Free kick to the visitors, just inside the Poppies half. It's going to be Smile to take it. Looking for his options, all on the edge of the Poppies box. It's gone too long, straight into the hands of Paul White.
Ball out from Paul White then to Andow. Sends it towards Panther. Panther, heavy touch. Being marshalled all the time by Rob Evans. Back to Andow. Pumps it forward towards Van Leer. Van Leer can't win. Smile does. And he's adjudged to a foul. Smile, who went down. Didn't really seem to touch him, but the official sees it differently. Free kick on the far side. 0-0, 23 minutes. Listen to Poppers TV audio with myself, Paul Cook, and Gary Foreman, bringing you this commentary live from Latimer Sunny Park. Not often we've said that this season. But Daniel Platt then going over to address the ball. Of course, next week the final league game of the season away at Bury Town. We'll be covering that game. Who knows how important that will be as the ball is sent along. Won by Rowe, but in doing so it goes out for a throw-in on that far side. Very nervy game, you can sense that. And not only on the park, but off it. The Halesowen fans singing a little bit. Kettering fans rather quiet at the moment. A throw-in on that far side to the Yelts. Looks like a long throw-in as well, the way they're lining up in that penalty area. Let's see what this is like. It's a decent one, comes in, headed up. No one knows where it is. Paul White being nudged all over the place. And goal kick. White's down. Being obstructed, wasn't he?
Well, he's a bit obstructed, but he didn't look convincing trying to come for the ball. And the Halesowen players do not have to get out of the way for him, shall we say. So, no harm done there. Goal kick.
Paul White then, 173 games. This is for him. And goalkeepers in the news quite a bit today. As I say, Gordon Livesey passing away. We've got Kevin Shoemake here and Lee Harper. Classic goalkeepers. Nice seeing Harps and Shuey, of course. On the far side, Rowe goes down and it's a throw in to Halesowen on the halfway line. Hasn't been taken yet. It is with Rob Evans. Throw-in still takes the throw-in at last. Chested down, a good chest down, but cleared by Mensah. Heck of a clearance that was. But it's back with the Yelts. And Roberts couldn't stop it from going out. Hits his shin, goes out. Rowe has been told to go back to take the throw-in from the correct place by the referee, Mr. Jackson. I know Mr. Jackson's maths teacher at school. Keep my reservations quiet about that. As Rowe tries to find Van Leer, and it comes off Van Leer's head for a throw-in. Well, I suppose there'll be no urgency until a goal is scored at the moment. And we're into 26 minutes. Very evenly paced. As the throw-in comes in. Rowe wins the header, but in doing so heads it out. On the far side, Mitchell Roberts going over to take it. He leaves it for Rob Evans. Good ball to Butterfield. Plays the ball out wide to Cassidy. Cassidy trying to beat Isaacson. Goes one way, gets the ball back to Butterfield, puts the ball in. Mensah gets a head to it. And then Van Leer does. Back with Smile, who puts the low drive in. And that goes well wide of the post. The delight of the Kettering fans in the tin hat.
Yeah, that certainly made them smile, the fans behind the goal. Very poor effort from the captain of the Elts, Josh Smile. No. But it's been a very quiet game of football, really. No chances at either end. Nothing really to get the fans going from either side. Very much You know, the proverbial chess match in some respects.
Well, Ponticelli tries to get the ball away. It hits the back of Peters' foot, arrives at Isaacson, who then loses the ball to Cassidy. Cassidy and Isaacson fighting for the ball here. Cassidy doing well, but then Panther rather brazenly hoofs the ball for a Halesowen throw. It's been taken by Cowley. He's down by the corner flag. Plays it onto Peters for a corner. Nick Green not happy with Panther's dispatching of the ball. It put Kettering under pressure with the throw in, and from that, Halesowen have a corner. Kellerman over it. And a lot of movement you'd expect in that 6-yard box. A lot of tall players from both sides, and they're pushing and shoving. The referee having to go over to have a quick word. Whistle goes. Kellerman then does a feign. Still waiting for him to take it. Up goes the arm. Eventually he takes it. Near post comes in here, headed out by Van Leer. And then to Fataggio. Fataggio trying to find Panther, then is brought down. Nothing by the referee. And the ball is back with Daniel Platt. And I think Panther might have hurt himself there. He's gingerly gets up. On the far side with Milan Butterfield. Now it's to Ponticelli. Squared to Rob Evans. Evans gets the ball again. Sends it long for Ponticelli, but it comes off the back of Peters. Fataggio heads it on to Panther, back to Fataggio. Flicked over towards Thanodge, who gives the ball away to Smile, who's almost knocked off the ball by Bittermo. But Smile wasn't grinning there as the ball goes out of play for a throw-in. Difficult for Panther, who's playing the lone striker again up there. And he's up against very tall centre-backs. Rob Evans, he's going to launch one into the penalty area. In it goes, that's a good one. Headed out by Mensah, but the shot comes in. It's off Bittermo. Shot comes in again, deflected for the corner. That was a good strike. And that was goal bound. Good defending from the Poppies.
Yeah, I don't think Blaine Rowe knew much about that one. Clubbed it into his back. Out for another corner. Halesowen just about edging it on balance of play now.
Yeah, it's swinging towards Halesowen at the moment. Corner on this right-hand side. Another pushing and shoving referee having to go over again to sort out a little fracas. Butterfield is involved. Referee going over to talk to him. Along with Andow as well being spoken to by the referee. So corner then about to be taken. There goes the whistle. Roberts with it. Puts it just outside the quadrant, so the shadow is on the line to make it legal. The ball is in swinging, comes in here. Oof. And it goes back post to Woolacott, who heads it down and out. I think he nosed it, really. Paul White throws the ball out. And Rowe sends it long for a chase, but that's going to go out of play. And hits the linesman on the back of the head. Didn't know a lot about that.
No, biggest cheer though. That
biggest cheer, yes.
Poppies fans here this afternoon so far.
Didn't control it very well, the lino, did he? And throw in to Halesowen. And again, as Rowe then judged for a foul, it's a free kick on the far side in front of the away bench. Halesowen seen quite a bit of the ball in the last 15 minutes or so. Still 0-0. Throw in taken by Roberts. Headed on, and that's going to go out. No, Andow should have left that. It gives a corner away.
Yeah, a bit sloppy from Levy. Another opportunity for the three centre halves for the Yelts to come forward. Corner this time on the far side.
Corner then comes in swinging near post. Headed out by Van Leer. Back to Smile though. Back to the corner taker. And Fataggio wins it, stops it going for another corner. Deflects it onto Bittermo, who turns, does well, but there's nothing on really, just a hopeful ball through to Panther. There's nobody else there. Kettering's only form of attack is lumping the ball forward for Panther to chase. And a foul on Bittermo on the far side.
It's a throw-in. Ball had gone out of play.
Bittermo was hauled down. Rowe with the throw-in. Takes it towards Panther, but it's headed easily out for another throw-in. Paul White being the busier keeper, no real threats, just a couple of blocks. And Daniel Platt has been largely untroubled so far in the first 34 minutes. Very quiet in Latimer Park at the moment. It's almost like searching for a needle in a sack of needles, isn't it? Rowe with the throw-in. Headed out easily, though, by Roberts. And then Kellerman wins the ball. He's got two round him, but he does exceptionally well. Loses it, though, to Panther. Panther trying to feed the ball out for Fataggio. Fataggio now outside of the penalty area. Nobody with him. Comes inside to Bittermo, who loses the ball. And it's cleared by the Elts. Bittermo then allows Ponticelli to win the ball. Does well, does the number 17. Feeds it through to Cassidy. Sends it long. Peters is being chased down by Cowley. Peters wins the duel and is fouled by Cowley. And a free kick to the Poppies. It's quite interesting for Harvey Peters, rooted at the bottom of the league all season and then thrust into the playoffs with Kettering. And in front of crowds of 200 at his previous club, to massive crowd this afternoon, I would think.
Yes, obviously different things on Harvey's minds at the moment, but just like to see a little bit more from Kettering. We've got another 10 minutes in this half, not really got going yet in terms of passing manoeuvres. It's been fairly flat, really. And nothing really to get the fans involved either, as the ball gets hoofed out by Mensah for a throw-in just underneath the gantry. It's almost as if they're a little bit afraid of the occasion still. We know it's a vital game, but you still need to go out on the stage and perform.
No chance here, but it's been hooked into penalty area. Paul White comes out penalty spot, then goes wide of that. Bowls the ball out to Andow on the far side. Andow then is tripped with a free kick. Mr. Jackson just observing things, because Andow's only come back from an injury. He goes down now.
His boots come off.
Boots come off, has it?
Half come off, yeah.
That's a relief. Ponticelli goes to touch the ball back to Paul White. Paul White being told by the referee where to place the ball. 36 minutes, 0-0. Neither side really with a genuine chance, as White sends it long. Van Leer can't win that header, and Andow can, but he's given the ball away, gets a foot in, and Butterfield does well. It'll be a throw in to Halesowen, and hasn't been taken yet. Evans with it on the halfway line. Good throw, but Rowe wins that. Heads it straight out of play for another throw in. bit like last week. Most of the game, the action took place on the far side. It's happening again. As Evans going to launch one in here. All the tall players from Halesowen ready. In it comes, headed on by Mensah. Paul White couldn't stop it going out for a corner. And there's a corner. More pressure for the Poppies defence. Corner on the far side. Kellerman going over to take this. Going over a little bit cloudier now. Overcast. Might take a spin in the second half. Referee looking at the movement. Short corner taken to Ponticelli. Back to Kellerman. It goes wide, but it's a poor one. Back to Woolacott. He finds Cowley. Cowley slices that out to the derisory cheers of the Kettering fans. And it remains 0-0. Well, not a lot from the Kettering point of view to enthuse about, really. Nothing up going forward. Haven't really constructed any passes to put Platt under any form of pressure. But you just need that one slice of luck, that one chance. And you never know. Paul White with the kick. And well won by Woolacott to Mensah. And a little push in the back there, but it's with Cassidy on this right-hand side. Cassidy going there by the byline. Cassidy puts the ball over. It's a good attempted overhead by Ponticelli, but a handball. And that is by Kellerman on that far side. Referee saw that one. And it would be a free kick.
I suppose you could say at the moment, I mean, looking at the bigger picture, Cookie, so let's look at the bigger picture. Needham Market are still losing 1-0 at Quorn. Redditch are still drawing at Banbury. So it's pretty much as you were in that respect. I mean, obviously with Needham Market losing, then that's even better as far as the Poppies are concerned.
Paul White just hoofs that one out again on that far side. That's every time he takes one on the right-hand side, it goes out of play. Wind having an effect on the kicking, so it'll be another throw in. I have to say though that Halesowen have had more of the ball and shown more intent in the game, although they haven't created anything yet.
Yeah, they have.
Had a couple of blocks, and they have the ball again with Ponticelli intercepted by Isaacson, and just lumps the ball forward for Panther to chase. And Panther does well, but he's got two round him, and Woolacott gets it back to Platt, who just lumps that one into Kettering's half. Bittermo misses it. Mensah doesn't, but he heads it on to Rowe. Rowe trying to find Panther, but it's dealt with by Evans, and then again Evans slices the ball away, and puts it out for a throw-in on the far side.
Needham Market just equalised against Quorn.
Oh dear.
So it's very much as you were at the moment. All the top players interested in the playoff spots are drawing.
Going to be Rob Evans then with another long throw. Haven't caused too much of a problem for the Poppies so far. So he's certainly got a length in his throw here. They're all the same. It's a back header. Ponticelli beaten to it by Peters. Hooked away by Bittermo. As Cassidy beats Panther to the ball. He goes down awkwardly. And Panther then loses the ball for a throw in. Can't see who's gone down. He did land awkwardly.
Yeah, he fell very awkwardly. I think it might be Cassidy, the man that landed very awkwardly. It was a fair challenge by Panther, but as you said, Cookie, it's a hard surface, and it's very unforgiving when you come down awkwardly as he did. So let's hope he's okay, and it's nothing too serious. Both physios on.
Yeah, 42 minutes. There'll be a delay. But so far, the Poppies haven't shown anything in the final phase of their game. And to be fair, Halesowen have had a lot of the ball, but haven't done too much with it. So it's pretty even, Stevens. As we are heading towards half time. Still down, you're missing nothing. And at least the guy is up, taking water. But, as Gary said, Newmarket equalising at Corn. Both teams obviously still in contention for a playoff berth, as are Kettering and Halesowen, with Redditch in there as well. But, Kettering finished Worcester off in midweek. Well, last week. Referee going over the word with his lines. It will be a throw into Halesowen when we get back underway. And it is Cassidy who seems to be okay. Jumping up and down. Throw in to be taken then. No, not yet. Taken an eternity this throw in, as it now is delivered in towards Rowe, and then Bittermo is knocked off the ball, but it's a throw into Kettering on the far side. Bittermo gets up, he's okay. Holding his arm though. I think he'll be all right. Rowe then with the throw in on the far side. And it's towards Van Leer, but he can't win that. Tajo can, but he heads the ball out of play. I think Kettering need to have a look at the next page going forward. This at the moment isn't working for them, and I'm sure Liam will see this. Potaggio then to Panther. Panther turns, beaten to it though by Woolacott, sending away Ponticelli, who keeps the ball in, does well actually, and plays it on to Ando. Excellent work from Ponticelli down by the corner flag. On loan from Tamworth. Has played for Halesowen before. And alongside Cowley. Definitely one to watch. Long throw then from Evans. In it comes. Headed out by Mensah. A good strong header. Arrives at Parker. Goes into the sky again. Kettering can't get the ball. The ball's come through to Ponticelli. Knocked off the ball. Tries a penalty from the Halesowen fans as Cowley loses the ball to Van Leer. Van Leer now, can he go away with it? He's knocked off the ball. And fouled by Todd Parker. So into time added on. Both teams will be having an interesting team talk, I think, at in the interval. And see what they can do and cannot do. Can Paul White launch one and Kettering create something in the final minute or two? He's being ushered wider by the referee. He'll be off the park in a minute. Paul White having a word with the lino down here. Free kick then. White sends it long towards Panther. Panther being held and juggled around with. Panther gets the ball, cries of handball, and the Kettering player down in the penalty area. Stanodge gets it to Isaacson. Isaacson back to Harvey Peters. Peters to Isaacson. Isaacson going forward. 1, 2, he's beaten 3. Squares it to Bittermo. Bittermo might try a long-range shot. He's not. He's been forced back. Plays it out wide again to Isaacson. Isaacson, nothing on for him. Can try and beat his man. He puts the ball over. Straight into the arms, though, of the keeper, Platt, who catches it with ease at his near post. And into the 3rd minute of time added on. Panther and the keeper there actually kicked the ball out of the penalty area as Isaacson gets ahead to it. Then there's Fataggio, and that's going to go out of play. Sorry, it was Blaine Rowe, in fact, not Fataggio, who got ahead to it. Goes out of play for a throw-in. By the time they take this, that should be about it, as Rob Evans trots over. Getting a bit cloudier now, getting a bit overcast. As Fataggio gets the ball to Thanos. Thanos to Van Leer. Van Leer, free running, gets it to Thanos, puts the ball through towards Panther. Panther got Butterfield with him. He wins the duel quite easy, though. And it hasn't gone out of play as Isaacson can't win that one. Hooked away by Parker, only towards Mensah, then to Thanos. Parker again with the ball. Cassidy's with him, wants to use him, but Parker does well. Gets it back to Butterfield. Butterfield down long. Bittermo can't get the ball in. Mensah does with his long legs outside of his foot towards Fataggio. Fataggio couldn't slip the ball through, but he got it through to Van Leer. Van Leer puts it through, and he's blocked by Butterfield. Panther can't get there, and there goes the half-time whistle. And it ends the first 45 minutes 0-0.
Yeah, 0-0. Not a great game of football. Good luck to our colleague Callan trying to find half-time highlights for the package later on. But Kettering, really too many long balls for my liking. Hopeful long balls for Eddie Panther to try and get on the end of. But he's been fairly well marshalled in that first half. Halesowen certainly edging it on possession. No real scares for the Kettering defence either. So 0-0. The other teams up and around us are also drawing. So it's pretty much as you were. And we will be back with the second half for you shortly. It is. This is the kind of game, though, that we would go 1-0 down.
Around 5:15 for the presentation.
It's going to be a man.
Welcome back to the second half here at Latimer Park as the teams enter the field for probably the most important 45 minutes of football that we've witnessed this season, as both teams are still in contention for that playoff place. Very much of a stalemate in that first half. Not a lot of to cheer about from either side, to be honest. And we're just saying, would a point be okay? I think it would, wouldn't it?
Well, it would be, because we're probably going to have to still go to Bury and win. Although, if Redditch don't get winning, then who knows? Maybe a draw would be okay. But Halesowen's goal difference is one better than ours. So if he were to draw here and then draw on Saturday and Halesowen win, then we would lose out that particular spot to them. But so many different variations at the moment, still cookie, even though we've only got a game and a half to go before the end of the season. Certainly keeps it interesting, keeps us on our toes as well. But Kettering need to take care of their own business, and if they can get the first goal today, I think that first goal is going to be absolutely vital this afternoon.
Yep, no changes from either side. It's as you were on the screen. Kettering kicking towards the tin hat, their preferred end. And the Halesowen fans in the Prosaw end all huddled up there. Pataggio over the ball then for the Poppies. And in saying there's no changes, there is going to be a change right at half-time there. It looks like Ben Cassidy is going off.
Cassidy's off.
Replaced by Jack Hickman. So that's the first change from either side. Just before we're about to kick off, they decided to change. That's it, the sun still out partially. Clouding over a little bit more. Kettering now playing with the wind, what there is of it. Fataggio over the ball. We'll no doubt play it back to Fataggio and ball on that far side. And good work as Kellerman sends the ball through Cowley, and Paul White comes out to deny him. And away comes and out. Threads it through to Bittimo on the halfway line. Bittimo under pressure, has to turn. Plays it back to Mensah. Mensah sends it along towards Rowe. Rowe, heavy touch. Goes in on Smile. He howls. And there'll be a free kick to Halesowen. Smile goes down and stays down. Referee telling him to get up as he's not having treatment. Free kick then. Just got the attendance coming in. I'll wait for a bit. Have a guess what you think it is. And I'll give you a clue. It's over 4 figures. As Rowe slices the ball out for a throw-in as it was off balance. And the owner goes to retrieve the ball. Gets it to number 18. Horn now a 2-1 down to Needham Market. So that's not good news for us. In comes the long throwing, headed out by Mensah. Rowe was tripped trying to get to the ball. It goes out for a throw-in though. Rob Evans will launch another one. Of course, Halesowen kicking towards their fans who are housed in the Pro Saw end, making a lot of noise as you'd expect. The Dinosaur hasn't invaded yet. Ball comes in, punched out by Paul White. In comes the shot, it's deflected. Cries of handball from Halesowen. It's still not there. Ponticello trying to get the ball in. In it comes again, deflected off Bittimo. It's still there with Todd Parker. Todd Parker. Ball is out on that far side. Well won by Van Leer, who then is fouled. And that will be a free kick. Yeah, I'm not looking at the Dinosaur. He's looking over here at the moment. Halesonosaurus, I think it is. As Peters has the ball for the Poppies. To Thanodge. To Isaacson. Isaacson, it's heavy touch from Isaacson on this bobbly pitch. Ball goes through. It's the chase of Panther. Out comes Platt, though. Does well. Bittman underneath this one. Gets ahead to it to Van Leer. He can't get there. It's on the far side with Hickman. Peters gets in to Isaacson. It's to Butterfield. Fataggio loses the ball. It's with Todd Parker. Frenetic pace. No one can control the ball. This surface hard as nails. Not easy to play flowing football. Throw in on that far side then into the 49th minute. You'll listen to Poppy's TV audio, sponsored by Elgood's Brewery. Throw him in, taken back to Butterfield. He squares it. It's out wide here to Roberts. Roberts. Still Roberts. Back to Evans. Evans, right-footed, switches it on the far side to Milan Butterfield. He's got a bit of space to run forward. Sends it along, a chase for Cowley. Peters is there, and that should bounce out, which it does, goes out for a goal kick. So how are those guesses going with this attendance? It's over 1,005, I'll tell you that.
And it's not the highest home game of the season, I can tell you that.
No, it's not. Not the highest too, I don't think, as it's headed out again to Isaacson on the far side. Isaacson takes a touch, has to play the ball back to Peters. Peters, he plays a touch, rolls the ball forward, and again, plays it out wide to Isaacson. He's got a bit of space to run. He comes inside, and he's fouled, and that will be a free kick. I'll put you out in misery. 1,732, and there's a good 250 here, I would think, if not 300 from Halesowen. So Isaacson then with the free kick to Thanodge. Thanodge trying to feed the ball through the Pant offside. And he goes down though. It's not Panther, it's Van Leer, but it's still offside. Difficult one, I would think, for the Kettering Golf Club are the match sponsors today. They're going to be choosing man of the match. As Mensah taps it to Rowe. Rowe gets a head to it, but nowhere as Evans chips it through. Comes off Bittermo, and then Rowe sends a long one for Panther. Much too heavy. And Platt comes out, catches the ball, bowls it out on the far side to Butterfield. He is coming forward, almost intercepted, but it comes through to Smile. Josh Smile. He's found Kellerman, back to Roberts, back to Smile. He switches it on the far side to Butterfield. Now he's got a lot of room to run if he wants to, which he's going to. Puts the ball in towards Cowley, chests it down Cowley, but there's Peters, gets it to Mensah, who clears it. But it goes straight back to the Halesowen defence with Butterfield. He lumps it forward again, Cowley underneath this one, but Kettering get a foot in. It's out wide here to Roberts. Roberts. Into Kellerman. Kellerman switches it to Butterfield has still not been marked. He's been left there a lot on his own on the far side. Into Kellerman, back to Butterfield. Now it's to Parker in the centre. He switches it to Smile. Smile. Roberts. Back to Evans. Evans puts it in there. Cowley, back header. Cleared by Mensah. And that's just hoofed out of play. On the far side, wasn't Mensah, it was Andow. But again, same result, straight out of play. It's a bit of a pattern as the first half, Gary.
I was just about to say exactly the same thing, Cookie. It's deja vu. The possession has gone to the Yelts in this second half, the same as the first. But it's just pressure at the moment. No chances as a throw comes in on the far side, and that's out for a corner off Mensah. And the Banana Brigade behind the goal gets all excited.
Very appealing they are, aren't they, in their yellow outfits. And corner on the far side then. Roberts going to dispatch this one. Paul White under a lot of pressure. There's 4 or 5 around him. Bit of pushing and shoving as you'd expect here. Referee looking at it. But at first threat in the second half of the Poppies. In it comes. Headed out by Isaacson. Bitterman gets a back header onto it. It's out of play at the moment only to Parker. Back to Roberts. He beats Van Leer easily and he's going to put the ball over. He falls over in fact, and Isaacson then falls over as well as Van Leer is tussling with Kellerman. And he goes down and will be a free kick, I think, on that far side.
Yes, just a throw in.
Just a throw in, is it? The referee not signalling. But again, it puts Rob Evans in pole position to launch one into that penalty area right in front of the Halesowen fans. Evans comes in over everybody and cleared by Rowe. Only for Tajo and Panther up there, and Hickman gets the ball back. Will the bounce beat the keeper? It doesn't. But the keeper puts it out. And that is a corner for Kettering. Now from one end to the other. Now the Kettering fans liven up in that tin hat. Tajo with the responsibility of delivering the corner. Of course, no Coyle today. He's injured. Oh, Thanodge going for the short, but I don't think that'll happen. In comes for Tajo. It goes towards that back post. There's nobody there at all. It's a poor effort. And that bounces out for a goal kick. Well, set piece play there, probably the worst one we've seen.
Yeah, and it just goes to show, doesn't it, how good they've been from Lewis Coyle. It was Fataggio there, well over hit, and unfortunately that's all that Kettering have got to hang on to, really. That's going for them at the set pieces, and when you get one like that, you just can't afford to waste it.
Yeah, it's going to be one chance for Kettering, I would think, and hopefully a goal. But at the moment, it's a stalemate. We're into the 56th minute. Paul White taking this free kick on this left-hand side. Going back, he's in all blue this afternoon, all looking smart. Takes it long, assisted with the win towards Panther. Gets a header onto it towards Fataggio. He falls down on the ball. It's been played out wide. Peters is going to get there before Cowley. Plays it back to Paul White. White chips this one towards Van Leer. He can't win that. And that's going to go out for a Poppy's throw-in. No, it's not. It's been kept in by Peters. Sends it long towards Panther, but he's beaten to it. Van Leer gets it to the Thanodge. Very heavy bounce, and the ball not arriving at Andau. As Ponticelli sends away the number 16 Kellerman, but the bounce has beaten them all. You can see the ground's very hard. Bounce is very irregular, and not helping either side to play their normal game. Blaine Rowe with the throw-in, and then right in front of us. And this right-hand side taken towards Panther, but there's Mensah, gets a good head to it towards Van Leer. He's beaten to it by Parker, but only towards Thanodge. Thanodge threads the ball through towards Panther. He can't control it and gets it back to Thanodge. And then again, the control's difficult at this bouncy pitch as Van Leer turns, does well. Van Leer touch a shot in, cannons off Woolacott and goes out off Hickman for a throw-in. And that hit Woolacott in the face. Just rubbing it there. It's a heck of a drive from Van Leer.
Yeah, and it's something to get the fans back engaging in the game as well. Encouraging the team on as it's a long throw-in. Blaine Rowe will be taking it.
Rowe then with the long throw in the sun on the far side. In it comes, all the big men are there. Woolacott gets in there as Fataggio. And there's a push by Fataggio. And that will be a free kick to Halesowen. Out comes Daniel Platt, looking at Halesoniasaurus there, over there. There's some steam coming out of his mouth. It's quite a sight in all green. Butterfield then on that far side gets a good ball in. It's lobbed through. That's going to bounce through to Paul White. And does so. He just trickles the ball out to Mensah. Mensah takes his time. Mensah sends it towards Fataggio, but it's beaten to it by Smile. But Fataggio gets the bounce back. Fataggio now. Not a lot on. Gets it to Rowe. Rowe then pushed in the back. Nothing given by the referee. Fataggio goes down and Rowe gets it back and then gives the foul the other way. And Bittermo goes into the book for his 10th booking of the season.
Yeah, Blaine Rowe felt he was fouled. The referee didn't see it that way. And Bittermo in the follow-up incident joins Ryan Woolacott into the referee's book. Into the 60th minute here at Latimer Park. 0-0 so far.
Off.
Oh dear. Preston Bittermo has been sent off. Second yellow card. Challenge on Ryan Evans. And that's, well, that's just bad play from Preston Bittermo. Just been booked. And in a game of very, very, very small margins, that's a big advantage now to the Yelts. And something out of nothing, really. 2 yellow cards inside a minute.
Yeah, very irresponsible in that respect, and that puts the Poppies under more pressure now. They've been under pressure quite a bit from Halesowen. That's the second red card of the season for Kettering, and couldn't come really at a worse time. But they have to get on with it. As the advantage with Halesowen, having the man extra. Smile gets the ball back to Woolacott, to Butterfield on that far side. Ponticelli back to Butterfield. He pumps it forward. Cowley is there, gets a head on to it, but Hickman gets the ball out, and Pataggio puts it out for a throw-in. Kettering got 29 minutes or so to play with 10 men. First red card at home this season for the Poppies, only the second under Liam McDonald's management so far, as the throw-in comes in, headed out by Peters, a good strong header. No Poppies player to match that, and it's punched back to Daniel Platt. He finds Smile. On that far side with Parker. Back to Parker on the halfway line. Puts it through to Butterfield, who's switched sides. And Rob Evans. Parker towards Cowley. Cowley tries to keep it in, he does so, but Mensah will clear that, he does, but only to Evans. And then Isaacson puts that out for a throw-in. Well, a nervous 29 minutes or so for the Poppies now.
Yeah, it's going to be a long sort of half an hour, Cookie, you're right, because Kettering hadn't really got going with 11 players on the pitch, so just makes their task so much harder now. Butterfield with the ball inside the Poppies half, finds Kellerman. Kellerman, though, dispossessed by Fataggio and then being lent into, but the referee doesn't give a free kick this time. Kellerman plays it forward. Ando with the header away to Roberts. Van Leer, though, picks the ball up in the midfield area, taking on Parker, and then gets fouled, and the referee does give the free kick this time. But yes, it's going to be a long 20-odd minutes, 25, 26, 27. It's going to feel like longer than that as far as the Poppies are concerned. They're going to have to do it the hard way, and that's typical Kettering Town.
It is. The last time Kettering had a player sent off, they lost 4-1, so we don't want any repeat of that. Looks like that Halesowen going to make a substitution, another substitution as well. It's going to be Kyle Flynn that will be coming on for the Elts. Paul White, though, with the free kick, sends it towards Peters. He does win the header. Mensah can't get there. It's going to be clear to Smile. He sends it long. Van Leer, Paul White well out of his out here, and he didn't watch out, he'll get lobbed. That's happened before this season, and this occasion it goes out almost as Paul White gets it on the line. And we don't want any freak goals this afternoon. It's already a difficult ask at the moment, down to 10 men. As the ball it goes over, it's headed out, and it didn't fall for Panther. It did fall to Daniel Platt. He's got the ball to Butterfield. Evans finds Smile. Smile into Parker. Out wide to Kellerman. Back to Smile. Still Smile. Gets a return ball. It's only gone about 2 yards since all this play. Still with Smile. Triangles, but on this occasion. And a foul there by Fataggio, and the referee is going to book Fataggio. And I think this referee is losing this game. He certainly has let a lot of Halesowen clashes go unwarranted. Anything that Kettering create. See, they could be going in the book. 3 in the last 5 minutes. As the ball is out with Smile. Smile. Smile gets the return from Parker. It goes out wide towards Ponticelli. Ponticelli's with Mensah. Ponticelli gets it through to Roberts. Back to Ponticelli. It's with Smile. Smile puts the ball in. White comes out, catches well under pressure, and does well outside of his 6-yard box. Jarred his knee, I think, in the process. And the Halesowen fans counting down the time. Nice Genesis track, but referee wants none of that as Isaacson heads the ball towards Fataggio, beaten to it by Parker. And it goes out wide to Cowley. Cowley had a quiet game so far. Back to Roberts, to Thanodge. Thanodge turns to Fataggio. Isaacson. Ball comes through the Panther, but out comes the keeper. And he dummies everybody and does well actually under pressure. Sends it long. Peters heads the ball straight to a Halesowen player. Parker regains the ball. Back to Smile. Smile. Bit of space on this right-hand side. Threads it through to Evans. He sends it long for Roberts. He's offside. And that'll be a free kick.
Yeah,
And
it looks like Halesowen are making their second change of this afternoon.
I'm going to make a change now for Halesowen. And
That's going to be Captain Smile leaving the pitch.
it's Finn Holmes coming on, not Kyle Finn, who was there
Finn
originally.
Holmes coming on.
And Smile is grinning his way off the park as he heads towards the halfway line. So far the Poppies haven't made any changes. I can see Williams out there along with Fifield and Jeshe. Personally think that we haven't got 11, so I won't say that. Holding out is the main thing I think at the moment. As White sends it long towards Panther. It's flicked on back header by Rob Evans to the keeper, who then bowls the ball out on the far side. Lots of space on that far side for Hickman to run at Kettering if he wants to. Sends a chasing ball for Holmes. He's battling with Peters at the moment, and that should be a Kettering throw-in, which it is. So into the 69th minute. Just joined us, 0-0. Neither side has created any sort of chance, but the unfortunate news is that Kettering are reduced to 10 men after the sending off of Preston Bittermer, who received 2 yellow cards in the space of 3 minutes, and given the advantage slightly to Halesowen as they come forward. It's by Thanodge. Thanodge out wide to Panther, but he's marshalled well by Evans. Ball on the far side. Back in to Evans. He finds Roberts. Roberts into Kettering's half. Little push by Van Leer, and Roberts losing out. And gets it to Thanodge. Thanodge finds Panther. Lovely little turn from him, and then a foul. And Butterfield goes into the book for dragging back Panther.
Yeah, Panther had beaten him. Butterfield knew what he was doing, hauls him back, and that's another yellow card for the referee's book.
So Panther's okay, just doing up his bootlace. It's just a 2 foot in the Halesowen half. Williams is still out there warming up. Of course, Williams scored that equaliser on Tuesday. So Van Leer with the responsibility of the kick. He sends it long towards Peters, gets the ball down. It's cleared by Roberts. Back to Mensah. Mensah. Ball comes in from Isaacson, but he kicks it out of play for a Cowley. A little flick on to Ponticelli. Cowley and Fataggio on the far side. A little push by Cowley on Fataggio. Nothing untoward though, really. They're still together, and Fataggio gets a foot in, but Cowley still working on it. Fataggio does well. Gets it out for a throw-in, but it is a throw-in on 71 minutes. Down by the corner flag on the far side. And well in front of those Halesowen fans. Halesowen has gone at the moment. He's must be extinct. He's certainly not there. As it's going to be Evans with this long throw. In it comes. Headed out by Mensah. That's going to go out for a corner. More pressure for Kettering to soak up. Every minute seeming like an hour. Kettering fans very quiet. And Roberts over that far side with this corner. In it comes. Flicked. Cleared by Mensah. That could have gone anywhere. Mensah got the ball away though, which was good over Roberts, over Evans' head. He flicks that out. That should stay in. It is. Well done by Holmes, keeping it in. He comes inside. Holmes. Intercepted by Thanodge. Then to Rowe. Rowe sends it long for Panther to chase. Panther is coming out. Goal comes the keeper. And the goalkeeper does well. Comes out of his area. Clears the ball out for a throw on that far side. Panther feeding on scraps so far this afternoon. I'm saying neither goalkeeper's really had a save to make.
Well, let's hope that maintains its course, Cookie.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, as Peters is on the far side with Nick Green following instructions into it, I presume. Peters. And it's with Thanodge. Thanodge keeps it in to Isaacson. Isaacson down on the line. And gets another throw in. Good work from Isaacson. Ball comes in from the outside the ground. Isaacson with the throw. Oh, he'll probably leave it for Rowe. He is. Rowe sauntering over to take it. 1,732 if you missed it earlier here this afternoon.
Referee holding his watch, showing his watch. Waiting for Blaine Rowe to come across to take the throw in. So we're going to get plenty of injury time on top when we get to it.
Must be a Scottish referee, as it's a black watch. As Rowe puts the throw in a back header. It's going to be cleared by Ponticelli, which it is. Only Holmes up front. Fataggio gets it to Thanodge. But the pass intercepted there. Good work from Van Leer at the back. And that's bounced out of play for a goal kick. Kettering with the disadvantage of being a player down. Sending off for Preston Bittermo, the second Poppies player this season to receive a red. And as I say, that happened 13 minutes or so ago. As Woolacott plays it to Evans. He finds Butterfield. Flick through. Mensah gets it there, but Butterfield there's a collision. Referee's given a foul. Both players need treatment. It's Rowe that's down. It looks like he's hurt his calf. And Milan Butterfield down as well, as a posse of sports therapists come on. 2 for the visitors and just the one, Michael Hunter, for the Poppies. So a break in play on 75 minutes. Any latest scores, Gary?
Not at the top end, it's as you were. St Ives have turned their game around. They were 1-0 down at Worcester to go 2-1 ahead, but Bromsgrove still winning 2-1 at Stratford. So if that stays the same, that means that St Ives will be relegated.
So it looked like I've got quite a few plastic pitches going down this season. Both players still receiving treatment. Butterfield doesn't look good at all. Rowe is sat up. Butterfield is down and grimacing.
There's an EpiPen that's been found by the Brevetti bar. So if you visit an EpiPen, it's been found by the Brevetti bar. Thank you.
Give the break in play. Time added on, obviously. And it was an innocent collision.
That's 1,732. Thank you all for your continued support.
Poppers are going to make a substitution anyway, I think, on the far side. Looks like Nathan Jeshe is warming up to come on. Finally, Butterfield has been hauled up. Hopefully he's okay. Stamping around a bit. Rowe is up as well. Having a quick word with Taggio. He's okay. Looks like Nathan Jeshe then. Only made 2 starts for the Poppers, Jeshe.
Well, they'll bring fresh legs, obviously, when he comes on, and Kettering is certainly in need of those. You would think it's likely to be Van Leer or Fataggio that makes way. But
Looks like Fataggio looking at Malk's board, but it's a free kick. It is Hickman with it. Hickman gets the return from the free kick. Right footed, puts the ball in. It's a good ball towards that back post there. It's headed out by Rowe. It going anywhere. Paul White gets a good fist on that. And it's with Ponticelli on the far side. And poor work there from Woolacott. Goes
and
out.
Halesowen are also making changes. 2 changes, actually.
So a lot of changes
flurry
here.
of substitutions going to happen now.
So it is Jeshe coming on for the Poppers, replacing Ishmael Fataggio.
Yep.
And as Gary said, the visitors are making 2 changes. 16 for 10, so off goes Kellerman for Kyle Finn. And Mitchell Roberts is off for Reese Mitchell. So those are your changes. So getting ready then to get back underway. Throw in on the far side. Isaacson with it as the dark clouds come over. Hope that's not an omen. But, Isaacson then with the throw. Flicked onto Van Leer. Thanodge gets a touch. Rowe can't get there before Hickman. Cleared by Halesowen. And being chased down by Ponticelli. It's kept in. Thanodge gets it through to Rowe. Hoofed away though. And now to Thanodge. Thanodge to Isaacson. The chase for Woolacott and Jeshe. Good header headed back to Daniel Platt. He bowls the ball out to Reese Mitchell. Mitchell into Parker. Parker finds Finn. Back to Parker. It's out wide. Pull into Finn. And he just kicks the ball out of play. He was trying to find I can't see who it is. Hickman, I think it was. It is Hickman, and he missed him completely. Just kicked the ball out of play. Throw in on the far side then to Isaacson.
Kettering have gone to flat back four with that substitution. So Jesche has joined Panther up front, and Blaine Rowe's been pushed into midfield. So 4-3-2 for Kettering.
Peters with the head in, but Mensah gets a good foot in there towards Panther, but he won't win that. Jesche controls it, but in doing so gives it to Butterfield. Out wide here for Reese Mitchell, sends it out wide to Finn Holmes. Beaten to by Andow. It will be a throw-in on this left-hand side. 81 minutes we're into here. There will be a bit of time added on. Going to be a long throw from Evans. Down by the corner flag on this left-hand side. In it comes. Flicked out. And in as a scramble. Cleared by Andow. And Panther is trying to get the better of Hickman. Hickman goes down and Kettering get a throw out of it. Hickman not happy at all, but Panther did well there under pressure.
Yeah, good decision that time by the referee. Hickman was looking for the foul. Went over very, very easily. No doing. Kettering throwing on the far side as the Kettering fans away to our right. Tried to inject a little bit of noise in support of the Poppies team, battling for at least a point here this afternoon now.
Van Hodge. Through to Van Leer. Van Leer flicks it through to Isaacson. Isaacson plays it on to the number 2. Gets a corner. Good work there. Chance for Kettering to relieve the pressure off the back. And put Daniel Platt under a bit of pressure himself. Right in front of the Tin Hat, who found their voice. Into the 82nd minute here at Latimer Park. 0-0. Kettering down to 10 men as Blaine Rowe comes back to harness Finn Holmes. Van Leer with the cross this time comes in here. Good one here. Punched out to Ponticelli. It was a good corner into Holmes. Holmes trying to find Ponticelli. Ponticelli is away. There's a chance here. Plays it on to Jesche and gets a corner. Rather fortuitously, but they do so. The Halesowen fans now are cheering on their team as they're right in front of them. Wes York is out at the moment as well. But a corner to defend as Hickman goes over to take it. Hickman
Substitution again for the visitors.
Another and final substitution for Halesowen. So Todd Parker is going off. And Ty Barnett coming on. So they've used all their subs. And now this corner can be taken. Looks like Poppies will also make another substitution as well. And not until this corner. Vital corner for both sides. Kettering in to defend this one. It is headed up and high. Still in there as Ponticelli gets the ball back to Hickman. Hickman pushes Rowe, but gets another corner out of it. More pressure. It looks like that Blaine Rowe will be going off when Kettering can make this substitution. Did take that knock. And Hickman down again. More pressure for Paul White. In it comes towards that back post. Headed out. Good save by White at his back post. Dives. Parries it away. That was Ponticelli with the header. Now the Pop is under a bit of pressure here at the moment in the 85th minute. Third corner in a row. This time on the opposite side as Halesowen begin to feel they're going to break the stalemate. They're certainly having a few chances of doing that. In it comes. Mensah goes over him. It's out as Mensah goes down. Holmes. Ball comes in, back header. And that's a foul on Mensah, on Andau, and that will be a chance maybe for Kettering to make the substitution.
It's a fairly comfortable save for Paul White earlier, but it's probably the only save really of the game.
Only save of the match, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, it was comfortable, but under those pressure conditions, anything can happen, as we know. But haven't made the substitution yet. They have now. And
it is
Blaine
Rowe.
Rowe going off.
And where's York? He's coming on.
16 Blaine Rowe. So, what's your
So Wes York enters the battlefield, and it has been a battle this afternoon. Two teams going for it in the middle, really. Throw in to Kettering on the far side from that kick.
It's going to be Levy Andau with a long throw now.
Yes, we haven't got Rowe for the long throw, so let's see what Andau can do. Might be a different trajectory than the Rowe's. It's going to be a long one anyway. I don't think I've seen Rowe do a long throw, to be honest. This will be an interesting one then. He's arching his back. Alla, well, he does a little feign there as well. In it comes. It's not quite as long as Peters can't get the header. Thanodge pumped it in to Mensah, a little flick on, and it flicked out. Cleared desperately by Hickman for a throw-in down by the corner flag. And Andau waiting for the ball. And Halesowen going to collect the ball for us. That's very kind of them.
I wonder why.
I don't know. Throw been taken. It's Andau going to get the ball over. And another throw in on that far side. 88 minutes we're into here. 0-0. Kettering down to 10 men. Throw in to Thanodge. Thanodge putting the ball in towards that back post, and it goes over the goal harmlessly for a goal kick. Wes York playing a defensive position in the absence of Rowe. So don't leave on 90 minutes is my my cry. As Evans sends the ball long, cleared by Mensah. It arrives at Jeshe. Jeshe trying to send Panther away. Out comes the keeper. Beats Panther to the ball. Reese Mitchell then hoofs the ball down. Mensah underneath this. Gets a good head on that. And Finn. There's a foul there. He's given it the other way. And Finn goes down. Thanodge can't believe it. So, just been given the man of the match from our sponsors, who are Kettering Golf Club. And it's been given to Carl Mensah. We think Harvey Peters should be given man of the match. But,
Both played well.
both played well. Hickman then does a swift one. Here's a chance here for Cowley. Puts one in. Goes inches wide of the post. He buries his head in his hands. And White had it covered. But it was a definite chance. There's Paul White getting a bit of encouragement from the Halesowen fans. And Quorn 2, Needham Market 2 at the moment. So that's good news all round at the moment. Paul White then with the goal kick. Sends it long towards Panther. It won't reach any of them. It arrives at Hickman. Then at Barnett. Sends it out wide for Holmes to chase. Holmes has got Isaacson with him. Isaacson getting the better of him at the moment. Gets it through to Van Leer. He finds Jeshe. Jeshe turns. Hickman gets a foot in. And Halesowen get the ball. There's a chance here coming through. But there is the cool head of Thanodge, but get the ball away to Jeshe. Thanodge, can he get the ball through? He can't. Been a bit frantic now as Van Leer loses the ball on the far side. In comes a chance for Cowley, takes one step and another. Cleared by Andow. Straight to Evans, who puts a shot that
6 minutes added time. That's 6 minutes added time.
that actually hits the Kettering Town hoarding of the ProSol stands, and you probably heard in the background there that there's going to be 6 minutes of time added on.
And these 6 minutes all seem like 16 minutes.
It will sound like 16 minutes. It looks like Kettering are going to make another substitution. And no, they're not. It's just Blaine Rowe stood up. Jeshe can't win that one. So 6 minutes for either side to break the deadlock as Van Leer intercepts a poor ball, gets it out to Panther. Panther pushed in the back by Hickman. So is there going to be drama again here in the final moments of this game? We're into time added on. Things usually happen, or have happened in the last few games in time added on. Van Leer with the responsibility of the free kick. Van Leer, Kettering get a dramatic goal with 10 men. Van Leer then trots up, takes it towards that back post. There's Peters, gets the ball in, it's going to be in. And how on earth Kettering didn't score from that, and Jeshe in particular, I do not know, but it's given the home side, the away side, a chance and to break away with the 19. West York does well, and Panther as well. I just can't believe we didn't score. As the ball is put forward towards Jeshe, keepers out of the D, heads the ball out wide. Only Jeshe up front for Kettering. Butterfield going forward, plays it out wide to Reese Mitchell. Mitchell into Evans. There is Holmes. He beats Andow, puts the ball in, a chance here. Oh, what a save from Paul White. It was a deflection off Mensah. Paul White was down to his right-hand save, putting off an absolute blinded one-handed save for a corner. That looked to goal all the way.
It was a good save, and Halesowen players been booked for arguing with the referee because they felt it was a penalty. It did hit the hand of Thanodge, but he didn't know much about it. And the referee stood firm on that decision.
Ponticelli goes into the book.
No, I think it was number 18.
That's Evans.
Yeah, Evans was booked. Corner to defend, though.
Yep, another one. We're into the 4th minute of time added on here. Hickman goes over. What a save from Paul White that was. In comes the corner, headed out by Thanodge. But it is the visitors who pump the ball back in there. Mensah gets a good header onto that. Cowley having to chase this one, being chased down by Jeshe. In it comes again, a little back flick, headed out again. York can't control it. And Kettering under a bit of pressure here. Might be a shot, comes in the wrist. Paul White down on his knees. Good save from Paul White. Very calm, cool. And getting a bit nervy up here. And Panther with a chance here. He's in the penalty area, but he's been played out wide. Puts a speculative shot that goes over. New ball required. And so it'll be a goal kick once we get a ball. Liam McDonald going over to get the ball, as nobody seemed to want to do that, even the Halesowen players. Reese Mitchell saying it reminded me of Stratford, where no one was interested at all in retrieving balls. as Mitchell gets the ball back to keeper Platt. He's going to send it long. Isaacson can't get there as Ty Barnett heads that one out for a Poppy's throw-in. And it will be Isaacson as we now enter the 6th minute of time, I think, added on. So we're into the final minute. Van Leer play a bit of head tennis. It's bouncing everywhere as Jeshe hooks the ball towards Panther. Panther's there. There's a heavy touch by Panther. And it's out wide to Holmes. Holmes has got York in front of him. He comes inside. Ball comes over. Chance here, but there's Mensah. Only to Butterfield. Butterfield might try one himself. Decides to play it out wide to Holmes. Holmes. York in front of him. York. Holmes. Still Holmes. Chance for Butterfield. Butterfield outside the area. Little touch. There's a chance here. Comes in. Dummy here. Must be a goal. It is. It is a goal. Offside. The flag goes up. And the Halesowen fans were cheering their hearts out. The Kettering fans have reacted as the flag goes up and denying an offside.
I was
goal.
looking right across at that, and it was referee, the assistant flag went straight up. They were trying to walk it into the net, and that was to their detriment because it was eventually in on an offside position.
Ponticelli has done nothing but moan for the last 10 minutes. The referee has done nothing about it.
Hickman was booked for dissent as well, having a go at the assistant referee. I don't know, Cookie. Heart's going. Come on, Kettering. Just see this last
few seconds out, isn't
30
it?
seconds or so out.
Paul White then sends it long towards Jeshe. There is Van Leer to Panther. Panther back to Van Leer, trying to find Jeshe. Jeshe's a back header to Daniel Platt. They're into the 7th minute of almost 8 minutes are into of time added on now as it goes back there. Peters with the header to Jeshe, and there goes the final whistle. 0-0. 10-man Kettering hold out, and it's a stalemate. But when you're down to 10 men with 30 minutes to go against Halesowen, it's a very good result indeed.
Yeah, awful game of football, but an absolutely vital point won here this afternoon by Kettering. They did it the hard way. Preston Bittermo picking up 2 yellow cards inside a minute. And we rode out the next half an hour plus. And I say picked up a vital point. Needham Market have drawn 2-2 at Quorn. Redditch have drawn at Banbury. So everybody at the top drawing. It still remains in our hands as we go to Bury for the final game of the season next Saturday, where we will be broadcasting from. And a win at Bury will see us into the playoffs or the permutations if we don't, but let's try and take care of business at that one. But wow, just about out of breath with all that in the last few minutes there, Cookie.
Yes, it's I thought that they were going to get the goal, but a very good performance from Kettering, who have had to defy injuries. And down to 10 men for a large percentage of this game. But Liam going over to with the team to the Tin Hat. And a little later we'll have the presentations, but from Gary Foreman and myself, we'll be at Bury Town next week. We're still there.